Hi everyone, Kathy Maxon, Craft Creations by Kathy. Today, this is one of my projects I'm going to show you. It is like a beer mug, paper beer mug, so you can make it for Father's Day. And then I just picked up from Sam's Club, I picked up a 24 pack of peanuts. 12 come with salted peanuts, and there's 6 honey roasted and 6 cashews. So I'll at least be able to make 12. Everything will get the salted peanuts, but 6 will get the honey roasted, 6 will get the cashews. And then I just have a couple tissue papers down there just to hold them up so then you can see what you get inside. But this is all just cardstock. So let's get started. So what you can do is, like, I just took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I kind of figured out what I wanted to do, so I made myself a pattern. I seen things online. So you just pick up your cardstock. I'm going to actually go out again on Monday because I picked some up at Hobby Lobby and it wasn't on sale. So I picked up like 3 sheets just so I could get some made. Get them in the shop. They're open this weekend a little longer. So I just figured to get a jump on Father's Day. So what we are going to we're going to do, I got a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock because I wasn't sure what size I was going to do. But we are going to cut it to 8.5 by 11. So you just need to cut one side down to 8.5. We will use that piece and then cut the other side down to 11, and we will also use part of this sheet. So in a way it kind of helps you out. You're going to use these sheets. We're going to cut this down to 3/4 of an inch and use it for the handle. So it's about 1 inch, so I'm just going to cut off that little sliver. And I think I made mine like about 7.5 inches. You can make it a little longer, your handle, but I'm just going to stick with the 7.5. So we're going to use that as well. So we need our cutting board and our scoreboard for this project. So now that I got my pieces cut, I'm going to flip it over so I have an edge here. So on the 8.5 and the 11-inch side, we're going to score every 1.5 inches. So you got 1.5, we got 3, we got 4.5. Sorry, I think my other things were on my scorecard or my scoreboard are for, I want to say when I make my notepad holder, 6, 7.5, 9, and 10.5. So this little 1/2 inch is what we're going to do to connect. Then we're going to turn it this way. So now we're working at the 8.5 side. We are going to score at 2 inches. This is going to be the stuff that folds underneath, and that's going to be your bottom. And then we're going to score at 3 3/4. Where's 3? Here. So this is just, let me get the sample back. If you ever look at beer mugs, there's like kind of like, I think like a bottom to them. So we kind of just added that in there to make it look like a real mug. And I want to say that is all we need for our scoreboard. So what we are going to do, just fold on all your folds. I mean, we can use these bone folder to make them nice and crisp. I'm going to fold all the length ones first. And then we want to fold this little 1/2 inch one. Excuse me. And then I'm going to fold this bottom one You can fold this one that's going to be the bottom of the cup, but I didn't crease it. I just kind of gave it a little fold just so it's going to give it a little bit of an indentation, not a big one. So then this little piece right here, we're going to cut off, because that's just going to interfere with our bottom. You can cut it down at an angle like that, and then we're going to cut each of these slits to that first fold at the 2-inch mark. And then now what we're going to do, we're going to get double-sided tape. You can either use a tape runner, or I have some score tape. I'm going to stick it on the edge because I want a good tight and if I would have done a little straighter there, I could have done the second one right next to it. But I'm just going to put another piece then here at the, yeah, as close to the fold as I can. Obviously it wasn't very good there, but as close to the fold as you can. And we're going to bring this, I think I found it easier. We're going to marry up, so the little tiny piece we're going to stick under. So you kind of just want to get your little tabs here out of the way. Just make that little 1/2 inch go to the bottom of that piece. Line it up. You can, hang on, let me try to flatten it. So then that way it's gonna be nice. And there is our whoops. I don't know, it's 7 sides. So then all I'm going to start doing is putting these down on top of each other. So I'm just going to stick, whoops, double-sided tape on that one. I'm going to tape it to the bottom, or tape it to the top of that one. I'm just kind of, you know, go every other opposite sides, I should say. And then this one will get one. This one will get one. So just make sure you're keeping your shape. And then we're going to do all those. And then we're putting that one down. So there we go. There is our shape. So this piece that we kept, 2.5 inch hole punch. Oh yeah. Any other time I've been cutting them, they fall right out. There we go. We're going to cut 2 of them. I got some Elmer's school glue. I'm going to fit my hand in here. I just kind of want to give it so it kind of has a little bit of a hold. And then I'm gonna, I think my pieces here aren't, it's this one that I didn't put all the way in. Because I feel like I'm not. And then same with this one. And then this one is just going to kind of go on the bottom, just going to give it support. So while that is drying up, I'm going to stick my bottle of Mod Podge right in there. So we're just going to let that sit and marinate. No, we're going to let that sit and dry. So all I did to get the foam on the top, so it's like the foam is coming over the cup, I got some white cardstock. So you're going to use the 11-inch because that's what's going to go around the top. And you're just going to make little ziggy zags. Just however you want. Just kind of... You know, if it doesn't look pretty round, kind of go back. But that is all I did to cut the foam. And then I had my tape runner. So then we're just going to tape run. So then what you can do too is like where it's going to come together. See how your foam's going to kind of like overlap a little. It will overlap a little, and what we can do is we'll cut that when we get to that. So all I did was used a tape runner, and I just tape run along the top of the white. And then I kind of started where it joined together here. I'm going to take this out for a second because I found it easier when I laid it down. I could match up the edge. And there's Miss Lily. Everybody say hi to Lily in the comments. So you see how it's going to overlap a little? What we can do is just kind of come in here. And cut this down a little. But what I'm going to do on this piece, I'm going to put the tape hopefully all the way down there and on my finger. But so there is the beer foam. I only just, like I said, I only just glued the top, and then where we are at the joint again. But you see how this, it kind of makes it more round there. So I kind of creased it a little at the top, following my crease marks. So then it kind of lays like I want it to lay, or sit like I want it to sit. So it's a good shape. I'm going to take our piece that we cut. I'm going to stick a couple little rows, and I'm just going to stick it that way, and you can curl your handle. Then now this time you want it to be here because we're going to curl it under. Again, you want to do like 2 rows of that. And then you're just going to kind of figure out where you want it. Line it up on that edge again. Come in here, put your hand inside and outside. And there's our handle. So this is how easy it is to make a bear mug. Then all I did was 1 piece of tissue paper. I just kind of ripped it in half. Stuffed it in the middle, stuffed it down in the middle, and I stuck my peanuts in that. How quick and easy is that? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.